like hearing a story like that about a guy who didn't have any D1 offers and comes from a junior college and makes it.
Absolutely. I mean, to see, I mean, you see just how positive he is, how happy he is. So I mean, I'm super happy for him. He's an awesome guy, good teammate, and obviously, a great football player. Has come in here, impressed a lot of people, made plays, been physical in the run game and pass protection, all that kind of stuff. So super happy for him.
One thing that's common in sports, maybe you wouldn't see it in other professions, is a guy basically having to help mentor or train a guy who eventually could compete for that guy's playing time. Now you have good people like you, McCourty, Jesse Davis, who have young, high draft picks behind them, who are going to help those guys.
Oh yeah.
But when you look at Hunter, does that thought, and not just with him specifically, does that thought ever cross your mind if you see a draft pick behind you saying, well, I'm training this guy, he might replace me, or is it just natural as a teammate and good guy to do it?
No, absolutely. I came in here 4 years ago as a second-round pick, and, I was looking for that guidance and that help and somebody to help me out. So, I mean, I know exactly, I know the shoes that, Hunter's in right now, and anything that I can do to help him, I'm willing to do it. Me and Durham, we even went out to dinner with him. Just last week. Just anything. Whether it's in the building, outside the building, just hanging out, and then just help him with football and anything out there. It's not the competition that people would think like, oh man, I'm not telling him this. I don't want. No, we want everybody to succeed in our room.
Who helped you? Was Fasano on that team?
No, so my year it was Marquise Gray, AJ Derby. There was a couple other guys, but those were the two older guys in the room, and then Nick O'Leary came in, and so we had a couple guys in the room, and it doesn't even have to just be in your room. There was a lot of older guys. You just kind of watch, see how they go about their business. The guy that I was kind of looking at that year was Danny Amendola. He was the locker next to me, just kind of seeing how he goes about his business and all that kind of stuff.
What's the evolution been like for you? You mentioned 4 years ago you coming in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where you are now.
I think for me, I think just kind of learning through, you could say adversity or struggle. It wasn't anything major, but just not having that instant success. You come in here, people. I remember I got drafted. It's he's gonna score 100 touchdowns and he's gonna have all these catches and this, that, the other thing, and it didn't happen. And it didn't happen right away, and it didn't happen for the whole season, honestly. And you go back and you look at it and what do you have to improve on and all that kind of stuff. And for me, it was just just kind of learning the ins and outs of the game and going out there and making plays. So releases, second level releases, getting guys' hands off you. How are you going to run this route versus this coverage? So I think just kind of taking those negative per se experiences earlier in my career, and then building off of it. And I think once you make that first play, you kind of get that confidence. For me, it was against Washington my second year in a 2-minute drill. I caught a back shoulder, seam ball in a 2-minute drill, and that was like, all right, like I can go out here and make plays, and I can go out here and do it. And so I think once you make that first one, you kind of get that confidence. And I think I always say to you guys, you got to make the most out of your opportunities when they come. And that's kind of how I go about my business.
I remember that time, and I guess it would have seemed like it would have been easy to get down on yourself. People were saying a lot of shit
Oh, yeah.
about you. And
Yeah.
not, go down that hole.
So I've actually, I mean, obviously, you hear the good, the bad, the ugly. Everybody has something to say. And now, you hear all the good stuff. People want to talk and I don't pay attention to any of it, just because it's not productive either way. You pay attention to the bad stuff, then you're down on yourself. You pay attention to the good stuff, you're gonna have a bad game here, and the bad stuff's coming back. Like, that's just how it goes. I dealt with a little adversity back when I was in college, and my sophomore year at Penn State, and had kind of a similar situation. And all the negative stuff, and you just kind of just flush it out. You don't even listen to it. Come out, do your thing, and when people want to hop on the bandwagon, it's too late.
So where you were at the end of your rookie year.
Yeah.
And it's pretty clear that you were disappointed that it didn't turn out better than it did. Yeah. So when that rookie season ended, maybe you clean out your locker and all of that.
Yeah.
Where was your mindset? What were you thinking at that point?
Well, I mean, at that time it was, new staff was coming in, and you got to come out here and prove it. So I knew what I had to, improve on, and I knew, the things that I had to do to, come out here in this league and make plays. And I just kind of, just went to work, and that's the thing. Like every day after practice, I stay out there and I do my jugs, and I did that my rookie year, and I did it, but it's like, okay, oh man, I didn't have any catches my rookie year. I didn't make plays. All right, I'm gonna stop doing what I'm doing. No, like I'm gonna keep doing it because at some point, the opportunity's gonna come. You don't know when it's gonna come, but you have to be ready for it when it does. So that was kind of the mindset that I took. Just kind of sticking with my routine. Just kind of starting to learn the more ins and outs of the game. How to analyze defenses and coverages. And all right, this is cover one. He has this leverage on me. I'm gonna run it this way, rather than just being I'm big and fast, so I can go up and make the plays. Everybody in this league's big and fast, and I think that was kind of something I had to learn. I was able to do so, and now here I am. Hopefully, to just add another year under my belt and go out there and make the most out of my opportunities.
Mike, I know there's a lot of flooding up in the Northeast. Are your family and friends fine?
Yeah, family's good. I actually just heard about that this morning. That is crazy. I had no idea. So I mean, obviously, thoughts and prayers, everybody up there. But yeah, I mean that's a wild situation right there. But yeah, appreciate you asking that.
Every team that's scouting you this year obviously knows how productive you've been and that you're dangerous. That said, are you kind of curious to see how coverage of you changes at all with the injection of the explosiveness of Fuller and Waddle into this offense?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely got playmakers in the huddle. So you add a guy like Jalen, you add a guy like Will, you get a guy like Albert back. You got Devontae out there. I mean, there's playmakers across the board, and then you add in our running backs that can make plays in the pass game. And then the rest of our tight ends, honestly, I mean, it's just across the board. There's guys across the board that can make plays. So, I mean, I think the biggest thing is just kind of, knowing your role, knowing your assignment. And then when you get in there, just understanding, the concept of the play. Not every play is designed to get you the ball. Sometimes, I got to run and go take that backside safety to open it up for the next guy. So understand the concept of the play and then, go out and execute it.
Hearing you kind of explain some of your story earlier, I couldn't help but notice maybe some similarities to Tua. Maybe some of the stuff that he had to go through.
Yeah.
Have you talked to him at all about maybe your experience, his experience, and maybe some of that?
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously Tua's is way more blown up than mine. I was just, a little, nobody up at Penn State, and, obviously his is, all everywhere. So I admire, how he goes about his business and, how he handles himself. I've kind of shared my opinions in the past about everything, that he's kind of gone through. So, I mean, I'm proud of him just about how he goes about it. And, he's the same guy every day, positive, just, goes out there and executes and, does his job to, a very high level. But personally, no, I haven't talked to him about, handling this or that just because, I see him every day and he goes about his business at a very professional level. And, like I said, extremely positive and does a great job.
Obviously, you've been a big supporter of him, a defender of him at times.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel the need to do that. Do you feel like you guys as teammates sometimes have to carry the shield because he's such a low-key, quiet guy?
Honestly, that's just me. That's just who I am. I feel like, there's different ways to handle things and go about things. So, I mean, Tua's my guy. So, I mean, I would, I'll go to bat for him any day. Yeah, I mean, he focuses on ball and focuses on being a good dude and, being a good teammate. And I think that, that's why things work out for him because of the way that he goes about his business.
Fitz had his ways, I'm sure, things that I would never even know, little things he did. Is there anything that Tua has sort of picked up the torch on, and maybe even like a little tradition or some like team thing?
In terms of like, that kind of stuff, the thing that Tua has done this year, him and I, we kind of on special teams periods, I'll get together with him and just go get a couple extra reps. Hey, this is how I see, this route right here. This is how I think, they're going to cover you here. And, we just kind of go through the timing and, kind of get that chemistry down. And I think that is just a bonus. And to sit there rather than, all right, they put the install up and this is this play and this is the stencil. This is how, he says, all right, you know what, like, I understand this is the route, but hey, you know, if you got to cut this short because of, you know, I'm getting pressure, or hey, you know, you got this leverage and you got to bend it here, like, that's okay. So I think just, you know, going through it and talking through it with him, and you can kind of see his confidence this year compared, you know, to last year, just because, you know, you get that year under your belt, and he has that knowledge of the game, and, you know, kind of just talking through things. It's been very productive.
Obviously, you have to share George a little bit more with the
Yeah.
offense now. What have you noticed about George and Eric's offense as they put it together, and what stands out?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing, you know, I mean, football is football. You know, there's only so many different plays you can run and all that kind of stuff. But they've done a good job, you know, just kind of instilling confidence in everybody. You know, getting guys in positions to be successful, and I think, you know, we've done a good job grasping it as an offensive unit. You know, in all positions, in all phases, and you know, I'm excited to kind of get this thing rolling.
How was Albert look since coming back? I guess he's come back from two different things last year and also
Yeah.
in recent weeks. So since what can he inject into?
Albert's done a great job, and you can tell that, you know, he's kind of, you know, invested in himself, and, you know, has been working extremely hard for this opportunity. So, you know, I'm really happy for him. And, you know, I think that what you guys saw out in training camp, you know, just the speed and the ability to make plays downfield, but also catch and run stuff, you know, similar to, you know, how he was, you know, back in, you know, 2018 when you saw, you know, that burst that he had, you know, prior to him, you know, like you said, like you alluded to, you know, coming back from that. So I think he's done a great job, and I'm excited for, you know, him this upcoming season.